Elena Cardone, Grant Cardone's wife, if I'm not mistaken, she's going to talk about why she doesn't talk about her personal problems with her husband to her girlfriends. And she has done things, has said a lot of things that I've disagreed with. But in this instance, I will agree with what she has to say here. So let's take a listen to why she doesn't talk about her and her spouse's problems to the hens.
Why do you not talk to your girlfriends about your marriage?
Would a queen talk to a chambermaid about the king? How would the chambermaid understand what it is that the queen is going through or has to understand? Why am I going to go get advice from somebody who has a failed marriage, who doesn't understand what it's like to be with a man like that? Number two, if I go and tell my friend how horrible Grant was about something, which there's two sides of the story, and then I'm going to go make up with Grant. But now I've told them that Grant is domineering. Grant is controlling. He only thinks about himself. They're stuck with that. So now I've made up with my husband. I go hang out with my best friend, Susie Q. She's like, so how's Grant? Oh, is he doing the domineering thing again? Boom. I'm lit back up. Didn't even have a fight with him, but I'm lit back up. Either I'm trying to now talk to her and convince her that my husband isn't the piece of garbage that I made him out to be earlier. I'm trying to convince her of that, or I'm reignited about the upset and how he does not treat me with respect. And he does treat me like a son. And I'm always doing this for him and he doesn't do that. And then boom, now I'm home with my husband. And guess what? He does one little thing where he's like, I'm going here to do this. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, oh, really? Oh, so it's my job to take care of the kids? Oh, you just get to do whatever you want because you just think about only yourself. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I've just now picked a fight that wasn't even there because I'm all re-stimulated from this conversation that I had with this girl.
Why do you not talk to your girlfriends about?
So she's low key speaking from experience. I don't know if that's her first or second husband or whatever, but what she's saying, I think if there's any couple watching that, they now, or if there is a man watching that, now they're starting to understand, okay, this is why this is this is happening. All right, this is why. Damn, now I understand why my girl is always pissed off at the time. First of all, if you want to know what your girl's about, just look at her friends, you know? So that's already number one. So what was interesting was not necessarily just what she said, because what she said was right. Not necessarily what she said, but look at the comments. This is how you know you're on the right track. Look at the comments. You see that one of the top comments said, "You think of your friends as chambermaids? It sounds like they need to cut you off as a friend." I'm like, oh, here we go. So most of the comments that you're gonna see is basically women talking about she feels above her girlfriends, and you're just like, just because she said chambermaids. I don't know if that was the best analogy, but she was just trying to bring up an analogy. Well, first of all, women are not necessarily the best at, analogies. That's men's gift right there. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That's men's gift when it comes to bringing up analogies. Anyway, she was just trying to bring up an analogy in terms of, she wanted to bring up something to where you shouldn't, a situation where it's inappropriate to bring a personal problem to that situation, to vent. That's what she was trying to look for, Now, I don't know, that's what she was trying to, that was the point she was trying to bring home. But if you're offended by the analogy, maybe it's because you are a chambermaid. Maybe it is because you are a chambermaid. That's why you feel so offended by it. It's interesting. Like, they'll pick at that one part of that for her whole point. I'm like, I wonder why that point, that part of her whole point stuck out to you. You know why? Because you are a chambermaid. that is your best. That is as high as you are ever going to be in life, a chambermaid. Somebody said, why are old people so bitter? Imagine thinking your friends are chambermaids. You see, they're all picking at that. The first 3 top comments, basically mad that she referred to her hypothetical girlfriends as chambermaids. Whether or not it's the right analogy, it's irrelevant. She was just trying to bring a point home. I want you to look at these comments. Look at these comments right here. I don't know if you guys can see them. Let's do a zoom real quick. We'll do a zoom, right? Who talks about their friends in this manner? Hiding your partner's bad behavior from close friends is a red flag, and so is calling your friends. You see, nah. It's not even about the partner's bad behavior. She mad about the chambermaid comment. So we, like I said, a lot of relationships are being destroyed due to these chambermaids. I think this is the right term. Now that I'm listening to it and really looking at the responses in live time, somebody said, I see a lot of chambermaids pissed in the comment section. Yeah, that's what we're gonna call them. Shout out to Elena Cardone. We gotta start calling out these chambermaids out here ruining relationships. Because what she said was spot on in terms of the situation where she'll talk crazy about her man to her friends. You won't tell them that you made up or that you were just being dramatic. You won't tell them that. Then they come back, they bring up that same shit, and now the drama is reignited again. And then the man is back home. It's like, damn, what's going on? It's the chambermaids. Ooh-wee. He said, I see a lot of chambermaids back. I had to put a like on that one. Oh man. Here we go. Oh man. So she tried to shame him by saying he's a Indian, but I'm like, I don't even think the guy's an Indian, but I don't know what that would I don't know what the relevance is. And these be the same bitches be talking about saying white dudes are all racist, but the first thing she tried to do was try to shame his ethnicity or where he came from. He said, can we just take a moment for the chambermaids? You see, you know what? I'm gonna start calling hoes chambermaids. I'm gonna start calling hoes chambermaids because the chambermaids were upset in this comment section. Oh man, like this is the only. Oh, here we go. We got Ellie Gonzalez. This is one of the biggest chambermaids out here. One of the biggest chambermaids out here. I already did a video on her too, where she basically was putting her womb for auction. Right here, shout out to this man right here. He said her friends aren't chambermaids because they're low value. They're just outside of this royal family. Y'all will ignore the principle just for the sake of argument. And what he's saying is so deep. She's just trying to say you are outside of the kingdom. You're not family. And even certain family members, you're not even supposed to tell your dirt to. So I'm going to tell all my stuff to you, and you're not even part of the family. It's the it's the principle, man. It's the principle. But like I said, the reason why they were mad, she said chambermaid, because she was talking about them. Oh man. Yeah, you see how most of the comments. So right here, she's a woman here says, so you have one woman, she says, I love this analogy. So much unnecessary and lasting drama can happen when oversharing occurs outside the family unit. That's all she was trying to say. Now, whether or not chambermaid is the right analogy, have at it. But for them to focus so much on it and to ignore her overall point, it shows you. It shows you. You know what they say, a hit dog is gonna holler. So exactly, dirty laundry stays at home. He says so many marriages could be saved with this information. Oh man, do you know how many Reddit stories you'll see where it's just like the girl talk about where her girlfriends basically convinced her to leave her guy, and then like I saw one where it's like her single girlfriends convinced her to leave her marriage because she was the youngest one of the group that was married. She ends up leaving the marriage, and then like a year or two later, the other girlfriends end up marrying themselves. The other girlfriends end up getting married themselves. Now she's the single girl in the group. Now, and then she was saying, now I'm being ostracized. And he's like, you see, because you were the youngest one that got married. You was doing it correct. And they felt a way about it. They just don't, they won't admit it, but they felt a way about it. That you were chosen, that they had a dude was able to hold you up in the air and present you to the world. But because you were listening to your chambermaids, and it's not even just that, it's really a mindset that women should have. It's a mindset. It's a mindset. But you know, the ladies got tight in the comment section because they're chambermaids. That's a brilliant analogy. Now I'm gonna use that from now on.